It's Dr. Pepper College Football Saturday. Memorial Stadium, Lawrence, Kansas. We are sold out, and it is the Kansas Jayhawks taking on the 19th ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. Bill Jones along with Gary Reasons, and we're set for a chilly afternoon of football on the beautiful campus here in Lawrence. The game time temperature just 38 degrees. The wind out of the east at 12 miles an hour. Overcast skies. A great day for football. Gary, this is some football weather today.
Well, these guys are going to have fun playing out there. Going to be a good day for football, no doubt about it. These fans are fired up, and it's the big game for teams, Bill.
And Nebraska has the ball teed up. It's Sam Cook who will be doing the honors. Kansas will have the football first. And about 5 yards deep in the end zone, Greg Hagan says, let's take the ball at the 20-yard line. And that's where the Kansas Jayhawks will set up shop with the true freshman Adam Barman getting the nod, second straight start. They took the red shirt off Barman, and he had a nice start last week against Texas A&M. You look at the numbers, a 45-33 loss for the Jayhawks. And the big guys up front for the Jayhawks. Some inexperience coming into the season. Look for Adrian Jones at left tackle, trying to protect the backside for Barman. The skill position players, Clark Green, Wabusi in the backfield, Simmons, Gordon, and Anderson, the receivers. And under center is Adam Barman. Out of Weston, Missouri, four-man defensive front for the Huskers. They jump. Barman throwing deep left side, and the pass is knocked away, incomplete. Pat Ricketts defending.
Yeah, penalty on the play, Bill. Going to get Nebraska probably in the neutral zone here on this first play.
So in essence, a free play for Barman. It goes incomplete, but the penalty, and it'll be 1st and 5 for the Jayhawks. Defensively for Nebraska, some big numbers for the Cornhuskers. Up front, LaKeven Smith, one of the big guys. Trevor Johnson back from an injury in the lineup. It's Hollowell, Barrett Ruud in the middle, and DeMario Williams, the linebacking trio. And in the secondary, led by Josh Bullocks. And Barman in some trouble. There's that Nebraska defense.
Well, the Nebraska defense has played well all season long. Take out last week where they lost against the Longhorns down in Austin. Nebraska's put a lot of pressure on quarterbacks, and they're going to try to rattle this young quarterback here early in this football game. I expect a lot of pressure on Adam Barman early.
First, 2nd down and 7. Frank Solich and the Cornhuskers. To mention what they've done defensively, lots of turnovers for Nebraska on defense, and Solich, the career record for him at Nebraska after being a longtime assistant, 56 wins and 18 losses. It's 2nd down and 7 for Barman and the Jayhawks. 3 receivers out to the left side, and Barman throws left, and a wide open receiver is Moderick Johnson for the first down past the 30-yard line.
Kansas comes out with 4 wide receivers, Bill. We've got 3 to the near side of the field and just 1 receiver singled up at the top. They're going to run a little pattern on the right side of your screen. You're going to watch as it come inside the middle. Nobody there to account for him, and a good job there by Moderick picking the ball up and getting a big play here for Kansas.
Moderick Johnson, the freshman out of North Shore High School in Houston. Barman does take a little bit of a hit.
They're going to hit him all day today, Bill. Expect that young man's jersey to be a little bit dirty after this one.
First down for the Jayhawks at the 42-yard line. The screen out to Simmons, who's buried at the 45, a pickup of 3. Mark Simmons out of DeSoto, Texas.
Well, Adam Barman showing that he's got a capable throwing arm down the field, and now on this inside screen play. Little confidence there, throwing some balls that he's able to complete early in this football game, and he seems very composed for a freshman, true freshman out of high school. Wasn't expected to play this year, but injury to Whittemore forced him into the role a week ago, and this is just his 2nd start in college, Bill.
That was Jarrell Pippins, number 31, who finished off Simmons with the big hit. 2 backs behind Barman this time from the eye, and they give us to Clark Green, and he's swarmed under at the 46. He picked up 1.
Now trying to run against his Nebraska defense. That front 4 is solid for them, and they've done a good job all season. Good job of moving down the line of scrimmage. No pressure that time, just the defensive front doing a good job playing off the blocks and stopping that Kansas running attack.
And Barman out of Weston, Missouri. Bill Whittemore, the starter throughout the season, among the nation's leaders in passing efficiency, went down with a collarbone injury 2 weeks ago, and Mark Mangino decided to go ahead and take the red shirt off Barman, and now making his first start here at home after beginning his collegiate career at Kyle Field last week. There's movement by the Jayhawks, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
Well, penalties in this football game now, 1 on each team. This is going to be a false start here on the offense of Kansas to slow them down a little bit. You know, but for this football game, I think for Kansas, Bill, key things in this football game to look at. I think they need to protect Adam Barman. I think they need to keep him clean, let him throw the football. And when they get on defense, they need to make Jamal Lord throw that football. He has shown this year that he's not a capable passer. Somehow they can slow the Nebraska running attack down. They're going to have a chance in this football game.
Nebraska's offense has been held to 14 points the last 7 quarters. 3rd and 11 for Barman. He dances as he rolls to the right and throws incomplete. And the Jayhawks will be forced to punt.
Well, that's that passing efficiency defense. The Cornhuskers lead the nation in passing efficiency defense, and that's the reason why. Do a good job rushing the good coverage downfield. Barman has to throw the ball away.
So Curtis Ansel will come on, and Josh Davis will be the deep man for the Cornhuskers. Kansas able to get a first down, but the possession stalls at their own 41-yard line. Ansel with some decent numbers punting for the Jayhawks this year, the senior out of Lakin, Kansas. Nebraska has blocked a lot of punts this year. Up and on this time. And out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Let's go down to the man roaming the sidelines this afternoon, Mr. John Radigan.
All right, Bill, thank you very much. It's time for our Bank of America higher standard. You know, the standards have been higher here with this football program at Kansas ever since Mark Mangino took over. The expectations are higher, too, and suddenly the Jayhawks find themselves just 1 win away from being bowl eligible. They have today's game, of course, and then next week against Oklahoma State. Let's remember, the Cowboys are better than they've been in probably most of those 6 of the last 9, and then Iowa State to close things out. KU has won 5 of the last 6 of those games here in Lawrence, and they'll try to make it back to a bowl for the first time since 1995. Bill, Gary, back upstairs to you guys.
All right, John, the Huskers start out on the ground. Surprise, surprise, Josh Davis gets 6 yards to the 19-yard line. The Huskers were held to just 53 yards rushing by the Texas Longhorns a week ago in Austin. They get 6 yards on first down, set up a 2nd and 4. One of the problems for the Huskers last week against Texas, one-dimensional offense. And that one dimension wasn't successful, just 53 yards. High formation behind Jamal Lord. Davis has the first down. Out near the 29-yard line. First down, Huskers. And let's look at how the Huskers set up offensively the Yamaha starting lineups for Nebraska. Jamal Lord is the quarterback. He can run the football as well as throw it. Up front, Richie Incognito, the sophomore, started as a freshman last year. He is the left tackle and a good one. The backs are Davis and Davies. It's Pilkington and LaFleur, the wide receivers, and Harrion, a big play tight end from the 28, first down. Lord with running room. First down and more out to the 45.
Well, that's the option attack here for the Huskers. You see down the line, quarterback here doesn't need a pitch, take it inside. Assignment football for Kansas on defense. They're going to have to pick up each one of these. They're going to have someone assigned the dive back, the quarterback, and the pitch. Didn't get the quarterback handle here. Good job of blocking on the outside. You see the lead block by Davies. Springs Lord here for a good run.
Well, the Kansas linebackers have done a good job this year, but an assignment against this attack for Nebraska, very difficult. 16 yards picked up by Lord. Now he rolls and throws deep downfield, and a wide open man inside the 20. Can't hold on to the football. Isaiah Fluellen.
Well, Fluellen got behind the defense. They're starting a new cornerback here in this football game. Kansas is. That's number 10, John Randall, starting after his first time here for the Kansas Jayhawks. We didn't know he'd start this football game until early on. You take a look at the defensive front here. This bunch has got to make some plays in the backfield, take care of that option attack. The linebackers are solid. Nick Reed is a good player. And in the secondary, we talked about the freshman starting at cornerback for Donnie Amati on the right side.
Some questions about that secondary, and Nebraska almost burned them, but the drop ball, and Lord gets past midfield up to the 49-yard line. Pick up about 7.
Well, Bill, you're seeing the Nebraska football run here. They're going to run the ball as much as they can. If you can't stop that running game, they're going to keep doing it all day long. I think a lot of people like to see Nebraska be able to develop a passing game to complement this running attack. That just hasn't come for them, so they're going to take what they've got, and that's an excellent running attack. Frank Solich has been running this program for years, and that's the bread and butter of this offense.
Call it the midfield stripe and set up a 3rd down and 4 to Jamal Lord. He's got 2 receivers out to the left side. 4-man front for the Jayhawks. And a big 3rd down play for the Huskers. The pitch goes to Josh Davis. Has the 1st down.
Well executed that time by Nebraska. The counter pitch here, get all the defense committed to one side and then pitch it to your speedy tailback off the counter step. Cuts it inside and picks up a nice 1st down. Doesn't go to the defense here. They're all going to commit this way, and then Lord pitches with his right hand. Kind of a weird looking pitch, but it's a very effective, and Davis has a good run there for the Cornhuskers.
Well, and the Huskers get a 1st down that time, much in the same manner that they got their first 1st down when Davis took a similar pitch and went 9 yards. He goes 9 yards this time, and the Huskers are in the Jayhawk end of the field at the 41-yard line. Now a play fake, and Lord looks to throw. Fires complete to the near side, and out of bounds at the 30-yard line. That is Mark LaFleur.
Nebraska going with 3 wide receivers in the game that time. A little bit of a change up for their formation. Not the true I-back set that they've been running here early in the football game. Give LaFleur a chance to get into this football game. One of the wide receivers. Good job here, set up. Jamal Lord, I think he plays well in space. What I mean by that, he's out on the edge, out on the corner. Don't make him be a drop-back pocket quarterback. I think he works better and throws the ball on the edge.
Pick up of 12 for Mark LaFleur. And the Huskers have 4 1st downs on this drive now at the 29-yard line. And that is Davis. Weaves his way down to the 25 for a pickup of 4. And a penalty marker down.
Penalty came in late. The umpire tossed that right behind the line of scrimmage. Didn't see what he was looking at.
After the play had ended, there was a personal foul on the offense. 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So that will set the Huskers back. Frank Solich's team had some trouble on offense. In fact, in the first quarter against Texas a week ago, they barely had the football. Texas controlled the ball.
Well, this is a big play here for Kansas because now they've got Nebraska in a 1st and long, a running type offense. If you can make a play on 1st down against this offense to put them in a 2nd and long or even 3rd and long situation, that's where you have a chance to compete against them. So Kansas has to come up big now. The penalty could aid them stopping Kansas on this drive.
So perhaps a test for the Jayhawks secondary here. Mark Mangino, the Kansas coach, has talked about pressuring the quarterback this week. They run the option, and Lord with nothing, and he gets stuck by Gabe Toomey. What a hit by Toomey.
Jamal Lord got high-low that time, trying to do the down-the-line option. Looked like he's going to take it inside here, but nowhere to go out there. They stop him. One of them gets him low, and then the hit there on top by Toomey, as you said, Bill. Good job there on 2nd down against Nebraska. Now they're in a 3rd and long situation, a chance for the defense to win, get these fans in this game for the Jayhawks.
Gabe Toomey, who originally signed with Oklahoma, then transferred to a junior college near his hometown of Des Moines, Iowa, and he's done a good job for Kansas. 3rd and long. Got it away, incomplete, and that was intended for the big play tight end Matt Harrigan. And Charles Gordon, a wide receiver playing in the secondary for Mark Mangino. Gordon makes the play.
Well, they're not pleased with their secondary play. We talked about the change at cornerback, and now you see Gordon back there playing middle of the field and doing a good job knocking it away. Hey, they want to go for the deep ball. They've been using their tight end Matt Harrigan all season long, averaging 22 yards a catch on the year. Nice play by Gordon. Good chance for him to get in and help his Jayhawk team on defense.
Well, Gary, as you mentioned, John Randall, a surprise to start in the secondary today, and now Charles Gordon plays in the defensive backfield. High punt. And goes on into the end zone for a touchback.
First and 10 at the 20.
So the Jayhawks trying to hold their own against the Huskers here in Lawrence. Jayhawks on offense. Barman with the give to Clark Green. Up the middle, gets about 3 yards as they start at their own 20-yard line. Kansas could not muster much offensively against Nebraska the first time it had possession. Clark Green has put up some decent numbers both on the ground and receiving the football for Kansas.
Well, it looks like their offense, they're going to do a lot of multiple personnel, multiple formations, go in the shotgun, go in the I-backs, do things differently against this Nebraska team so they can't zero in on what they're doing offensively.
An innovative offensive game plan throughout the season for the Jayhawks. And this is Gordon, who made the defensive play moments ago, playing in the secondary, and he makes the catch right there.
Well, we talked about Kansas on their game plan. I think for Nebraska, their rushing game, they've got to dominate again in this football game. They moved the ball well, but they couldn't get it going in that first series and disrupt the passing game against Kansas. I think their defense has shown that they can do that all year long. #1 in passing efficiency. Hey, they're #1 in takeaways in the country, Bill. 35 takeaways. They lead the nation in turnover margin. That's huge for a defense.
21 interceptions for Frank Solich's team. In fact, Josh Bullocks has 8 himself. That's more than the entire Kansas defense. This is third and a long one. Barman has time, but overshoots his intended receiver, the fullback Wabusi.
That was a nice block, too, in the backfield, allowing him to throw that football. His fullback, or tailback at the time, Clark Green, giving Barman a chance to throw the ball, but it sails on him. So the Nebraska defense does their job, 3 plays and out.
And so Josh Davis is back to receive the punt. Frank Solich said there's a chance Josh Bullocks might return some punts today as well. And this is Curtis Ansel, who had a nice punt his first time inside the 20 to the 13, but this one is line of scrimmage is his own 28-yard line. Davis runs up for it, and on the run Fields, and is dragged out of bounds at the 35-yard line. So 65 yards away is where the Huskers will set up shop when we come back. This game means a lot to the Jayhawks. It also means a lot to the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We check our Whataburger standings, and the Big 12 North, Nebraska, K-State, and Missouri all with 2 losses. Kansas with 3 losses. And it's a shambles in the North.
Well, a chance for Kansas to get their 6th win on the season, Bill, and that would give them a chance to go to a bowl game, and that would be huge for this program.
From the 35-yard line, it's the I-back Davis. Gets to the outside and has a nice little pickup of 7 yards to the 42-yard line. They'll bring up 2nd down and 3 for the Huskers.
Well, multiple ways to get it done here for this football team. You got Davies lead blocking here for Davis, and excellent job of picking his way to the outside. And the defense of Kansas not getting off the blocks well enough, so he picks up 7 yards.
Davis' numbers on the season. He's been held in check the last couple of weeks. Just 28 yards on 10 carries against Texas last week. On the draw, it's Davis, and a flag is thrown. Davis gets up around close to the 1st down mark.
And face mask on the Jayhawks. Going to give him a 1st down. I don't know if it's the 5-yard or the 15-yard variety, Bill. Going to be 5, incidental.
Let's head back to the studio for a Dr. Pepper. Oh. Okay, the Huskers, it was the 5-yard variety, and the Huskers have the 1st down. And the incidental face mask, the 48-yard line. Lord looks to throw, and has a man. That's Harrion, is tied in. Seems like Harrion also always has a big gain, and there's a 1st down for the Huskers. Now let's head to the studio for a Dr. Pepper game break and Mike Goldberg.
Well, number 1 Oklahoma appears to be invincible. Revenge, redemption, Sooner scored in every way possible. Derek Strait off the fumble finds the end zone. Oklahoma is 10-0. They defeat Texas A&M 77-0. Bill and Gary, worst loss in Aggies history.
Wow, how about those Sooners? They led 49-0 at the half, 77-0 Oklahoma over Texas A&M. Nebraska now with a first down, a whistle before the snap. With less than 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. And
5 yards, first down.
We're going to see Dusty Kaiser, the tight end, the junior tight end on this near side. Frank Sol's team's jumping a little bit early there. Going to move him back 5 yards.
And that'll set up a 1st and 15 for Solich's Huskers. It was a penalty after a nice pickup inside the 30-yard line that set the Huskers back in a long yardage situation the first time they had the ball. Now it's 1st and 15 here. High formation behind Lord. Run the option to the left side. And all over Jamal Lord is Gabe Toomey and teammates.
Well, that's what you have to do defensively. You've got to string it out. They try to get the lead block with Judd Davies, the fullback, for Jamal Lord, and nothing going for this Kansas defense. Good job sliding down the line of scrimmage, and Gabriel Toomey making a nice, sure tackle on that quarterback.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 14, a pickup of just 1 for Lord on that play. Lord fires complete inside the 30-yard line. And yes, it is ruled a completion to Ross Pilkington.
Well, Jamal Lord throwing the football. A lot of criticism about his ability to throw the ball. Take a look at his delivery here. Good strike, ball down low and inside. That's what you need to do for the slant pass. Gets it to Pilkington. A couple of good throws in this football game already for Jamal Lord. Probably answering some of those critics.
So it's 3rd down and 4. They got some of that big yardage back. Now they try to get the rest, and a key 3rd down play. And Lord has the rest and then some. Bullying his way inside the 20-yard line.
Well, when you run the option, you've got a lot of things working in your favor because you think that the defense is going to take care of everybody else. But, hey, the quarterback can read what's happening. He's going to see the speed rush up the field. He's going to come underneath that defensive end and get yardage. Good job of wrapping the ball up by Jamal Lord, getting the ball down the field. A big first down. We talked about him already having 3 100-yard rushing days on the season, Bill. He can get it done on the ground.
13-yard pickup for Lord. And the rushing yardage totals, Nebraska up near 75 yards already. And Davis with a spin back to the line of scrimmage, the 17-yard line. Kevin Kane, the backup middle linebacker, in on the stop that time.
Well, you get down inside the red area. The defenses typically try to stiffen up a little bit. Not known for a passing game, passing attack. I would think that Nebraska's going to try to pound this ball in the end zone. We've seen them trying to get the ball to Matt Harrion, their tight end, who we talked about at the top of the show a couple of times already in this game. Perhaps they'll get him in the action here.
The lone touchdown a week ago was a Lord to Harrion pass of 48 yards. This is Fluellen, who is brought down by Stubbs inside the 15-yard line. Near the 11-yard line.
Now Stubbs gets a start here. Just a quick little pass out to the left side and comes back for the ball. And Stubbs, number 9, does a nice job of tackling on him. He moved over from safety this week, playing corner for these Jayhawks.
And now with Randall and Gordon both playing some on defense too. I wouldn't be surprised if Stubbs is playing a little corner, a little safety, you name it. Whatever gets the job done for the Jayhawks on defense. Another 3rd down play. Tipped and almost intercepted, but it falls incomplete. It was Dan Koch who almost came up with the tip ball.
Well, when he came inside and he got met rudely there by the linebacker inside, hey, you come in there, this is what's going to happen to you. A little slant pass. These receivers don't like this. When you kind of string them out, go ahead and catch the ball because you're going to take a pop, which he does there, and Jayhawks almost get the interception.
That is Fluellen making his first start today. Did not even play the first month of the season, but has been a big play receiver. This is David Dykes, the true freshman. And Dykes puts the Huskers on the board. Nebraska breaks the ice late in the first quarter, 1:42 to play, 3-0 Huskers. Late first quarter, Nebraska leads Kansas 3-0. Our college football presented by Dr. Pepper doubleheader continues next with 11th ranked Texas taking on number 21 Oklahoma State in the Big 12 showdown in Stillwater. College football continues next right here on Fox Sports Net. Check local listings at foxsports.com for the start time in your area. The Huskers kick it, and Greg Higgins returns it, trying to get back to the 20-yard line. He got to about the 19-yard line. That's where Kansas will set up. Suzuki presents the Heisman hopefuls in the Big 12, and Jason White, another big day today as the Sooners win 77-0, and White topping the chart not only in the Big 12 but across the nation. Brad Smith, B.J. Simmons, Tatum Bell with some big numbers in the conference as well. Suzuki, the Heisman hopefuls.
Some excellent performances in the Big 12 by those 4 players this year, and I don't think that race is over yet. Although the Jason White seems to be winning it, you know, by some of the straw polls that I've seen, I don't think that thing is over.
Adam Barman, third possession for the Jayhawks. It was 3 and out last time for Kansas, and he heaves it deep downfield. It's John Randall, the running back, and a flag thrown. Demario Williams was defending.
John Randall on the offensive side of the ball this time now for the Jayhawks. Going to do the swing route around the sideline, and going to have Hollowell covered him, and he runs into him before the ball gets there. And it's going to be pass interference.
15 yards from the previous spot, first down.
See the coverage underneath there. John Randall trying to come back for the football, not allowed to do so by the defender, and that's the penalty.
Solich gets an explanation. And it was T.J. Hollowell defending that time, the senior out of Copperas Cove, Texas. Husker coaches, including Bo Pelini, the defensive coordinator, giving the official an earful. 34-yard line is where Kansas has it. Play fake. Barman. Now flushed out. And it's picked off in Nebraska's end of the field. And the Huskers, who have done it time and time again, it's Jarrell Pippins this time, the 22nd interception of the season for the Nebraska defense.
Well, this is a ball that Adam Barman's actually trying to throw away. He doesn't see Pippins down the field, and who just kind of stand there waiting for the football. Offensive line actually does a real good job for Barman to throw the ball. He just doesn't get rid of it. Now just trying to throw it away, and underthrows Fluellen. Excuse me, that's Rideau coming back for the football.
So Pippins has his second interception of the season, and Nebraska has it at its own 42-yard line with 1:20 to play here in the first quarter. Now Lord goes to the air and almost intercepted by the Jayhawks this time. Let's go down to the sideline and John Radigan.
Yeah, Bill, I tell you, that Nebraska defense playing a little bit more like the black shirts this week, in spite of the fact that they did not wear black shirts in practice this week. Bo Pelini said no black shirts. That's an honor, and he was very unhappy with the 481 yards surrendered against the Texas Longhorns last week. So the Nebraska defense was challenged by not wearing the black shirts this week. Bo Pelini says, you want to wear those black shirts in practice, you've got to earn it, and they're trying to do that today against Kansas. Guys, back up to you.
They want those black shirts back on at practice on Monday in Lincoln. And Lord with some running room into the Jayhawks end of the field near the 40-yard line before he's run out of bounds by Dan Koch.
Well, this is a read play by the quarterback, and he does a nice job of taking the ball out of the fullback and just taking it inside. And the blocking, watch the red-white just cling on to the blue shirts and give Jamal Lord enough running lane here right in the middle of the field. Does a good job. He's a big, strong quarterback, 6'2", 220 pounds, and the senior's doing a good job moving this offense for the Cornhuskers.
He picked up 17 yards on that play to the 41-yard line. No running room this time as Davis is out of there now, and David Horn, the backup I-back, gets the call. And the Huskers will use 3 different I-backs, including as well as Josh Davis and David Horn, Corey Ross.
Well, they've got a stable of backs. You know, this is a running team. It's been that way for years. Frank Solich kind of tinkered with the offense a little bit this year, trying to add a little more pass game to it. Hasn't been as effective as he liked, but I think that Jamal Lord coming into this game, just don't press things. Just try to take what the defense gives you and throw the ball. He's done a pretty good job throwing it early today.
Just got 1 yard on first down that time. He rolls to his left. Has some time and throws complete. Right on the sideline and out of bounds over there, Mark LaFleur.
Well, that's patience from the quarterback, doing a good job. It's the boot pass, just go after the weak side. And what he does, he sets up shop outside the numbers and waits for LaFleur to come open. Jamal Lord showing, hey, I can do this. I can throw the ball if you need me to do it, coach. Just give me the chance to do it. And good execution there for the Cornhuskers.
He picked up 14 yards on the pass completion to LaFleur, who has his second catch of the day. And once again, the Huskers threaten inside the 30-yard line with a first down. David Horn trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. And there's that man, number 45, Kevin Kane again, the sophomore out of Parkville, Missouri.
Well, what Kevin Kane does, he actually kicks the play over. He takes on the offensive guard, the offensive tackle, both of them pulling around, and he makes a play in the backfield. He stuffs the run and does a nice job.
All right, the end of the first quarter here in Lawrence, Kansas. The Jayhawks hanging tough. It's 3-0 Nebraska through one period. Get what you need faster and log on to SBC.com College Football Today for more information. Nebraska has it at the Kansas 26-yard line as we start the second quarter. Each time Nebraska has had the football, they've marched into Kansas into the field, and David Horn straight ahead. It's near the 20-yard line.
Well, when you play Nebraska, Bill, you think that you can probably take their wide receivers out of the game with you just go lock up on those guys. But Kansas has had so much trouble in their secondary, they're not able to do that here. So they're playing a little bit of a soft coverage. That's not allowing Kansas to put 8 and 9 guys around the line of scrimmage to take care of this run game that Nebraska runs so well. Secondary depth has been a problem for Kansas all year long.
Two tight ends in there this time. And a third down play. Lord with the late pitch. And Horn inside the 10. Pretty play.
That was a nice pitch. A good job of Jamal Lord coming down the line of scrimmage. He had a chance to turn up. Slow it down right there. And you see stop. He could turn up right there, but he doesn't. Blake takes the late pitch. Does a nice job kicking it out to Horn. Gets down inside the 10-yard line. Right around the 6 or so. Jamal Lord has a chance to take it up right there, but he says, no, I'm going to take it around the corner, give it to David Horn, and excellent job on the option play.
Got 14 yards, now inside the 10, at the 6-yard line. Option right this time. Lord running out of room, but finds some running room to the 2-yard line. John Lamb in on the stop for the Jayhawks.
Well, Phil Peaks, the tight end, does a good job of keep blocking. You know, the play kind of fell apart for Jamal Lord on the option. He wanted to pitch, but there's too much defense there. The Jayhawks doing a good job of stringing it out, but the tight end, Phil Peaks, number 82 for Nebraska, just kind of made a nice block and clear a path. At least he got 3 or 4 yards.
Well, the last 3 quarters of the Iowa State game 2 weeks ago for the Huskers, they only managed 7 points. Just 7 points a week ago in 4 quarters against Texas. Now 3 points in the first quarter this afternoon. So 17 points the last 8 quarters. And Horn to the goal line. And no signal yet from the officials. Looked like he was right on the goal line, but it appears that he is being spotted just inches short of the goal line.
David Horn just kind of stutter-stepped there, trying to find a hole to get into that end zone. The Jayhawks still going to bring up a third down and inches, Bill. This is a big play for Kansas on defense. You get a goal line stand, you get the momentum on your side, force these guys to attempt a field goal. That'd be a big play for Kansas defensively.
Just with the big guys up front for the Huskers, it'll be difficult for the Nebraska defense. And to give this to the fullback, another big guy is into the end zone. That is Steve Krewald for the score for Nebraska. They are on the board with a touchdown to make it 9-0.
Well, the left guard, Mike Erickson, does a nice job for the Cornhuskers and just kind of weeding things out there. Krewald, the big fullback. Take a look on the left side of your screen. 78, you see him clean things out, and he runs right off that junior's block.
And Krewald has his first touchdown of the season. Dykes on for the point after. And he is perfect. And with less than 13 minutes to play in the first half, the Huskers have the first touchdown of this day. It's 10-0 Nebraska, still early. Well, the Nebraska faithful on hand here at Memorial Stadium in Lawrence, Kansas have reason to cheer. Frank Solich's team has gone up a 58-yard drive in 10 plays. They convert the turnover into points as Jarrell Pippins had the interception at 58 yards. The Jiffy Lube Nebraska scoring drive. Krewald doing the honors from a short distance, about a half a yard away. The short kickoff fielded at the 11-yard line by Higgins, and he slips down before he gets to the 20-yard line. So Kansas will have a long way to go once again. Let's head back to the studio now for a Dr. Pepper game break and Mike Goldberg.
Hill, 2 upsets in the making. Number 20 Ole Miss seeking its first SEC title since 1963. They are at Auburn. That is Cadillac Williams. Tigers lead 10-7. Meantime, in the Big 12, in Boulder, Colorado, number 22 Missouri trails the Buffs 14-9. Interesting.
Away at their own 17-yard line. Not a lot of offensive plays for Kansas in the first quarter of this game. Let's see what Adam do in his second collegiate start. Gives off to Clark Green, past the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, they need a drive here. Kansas needs to move the ball down the field and do something against the Nebraska defense. Not an easy task, though. 4th in the nation overall in total defense. The black shirts are, and a lot of pride out there. You talked about not being able to wear those black shirts on defense this week, Bill. I think that says a lot for this football team. And Mark Mangino's trying to find a way to get it done against these guys.
Playing players in positions we don't ordinarily see them this season, trying to pull out all the stops against this Nebraska team. Barman with a short completion this time and some running room for the big tight end, Lionel Anderson. It's a first down for the Jayhawks.
Well, I think they kind of forgot about old Lionel there. He's on the left side of the line, and nobody picks him up. You see Lionel right here just kick right into the middle, just does a little turn route, and right between the line, the hash marks, and nobody there. Lionel Anderson picks up a nice gain, and good job by Barman to find him.
You know, Kansas has some skill position players who have turned in nice seasons so far. In fact, Kansas is in the top 25 in the country in a couple of different offensive categories. And Barman with the completion to Brandon Rideau, and that's another first down for the Jayhawks.
Pass is complete to Brandon Rideau.
Well, McPherson, the cornerback on the outside. He's going to slip down here. It's just going to be a little stop route. Watch the cornerback go back and stop and slip. That's what's going to allow him to get open on the play. A little slick turf out there and doesn't have good footing. Another positive passing play here for the Jayhawks.
Brandon Rideau, Mark Simmons, and Charles Gordon. All of those receivers with around 30, 35 catches on the season. As the Jayhawks are averaging over 30 points a game this season. Scored 33 last week against Texas A&M. First and 10 once again. It's batted down.
Now trying to get the wide receiver seam to the outside. Take a look here. The defensive line is going to get their hands up, and right there, the little rush inside. Ball's tipped away.
Well, Jarrell Pippins is making some plays today.
Yeah, Pippins on the interception earlier. Now the ball knocks away.
Pippins, a 3-year Letterman senior out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So it's second down and 10 for Kansas. A one-back set. Movement in the line by the Huskers, and a late pitch to Green. And Green with running room into Nebraska's into the field. The Jayhawks for the first time this afternoon are past midfield.
DeMario Williams, the linebacker for Nebraska, saying, hey, I've got him here. We're not going to... He's not going to be able to make this pitch, but watch. You see DeMario Williams has him, and watch the long pitch there by Barman. Good job getting it out to Green, and that's a pretty good play. Gets him a first down. DeMario Williams has been leading that defense, the number 2 tackler on that team, and a captain on this football team. Actually was awarded he's a Butkus semifinalist this year, an excellent linebacker.
From Beckville, Texas, small town in Texas, and the quarterback Barman from a small town just north of Kansas City, Weston, Missouri. Complete to Rideau. Fabian Washington is there to bring him down, but a short gain once again for the Jayhawks.
Well, Nebraska choosing to change it up here. Little zone coverage that time and a little bit of cushion. Rideau just trying to find some space to work with, go back to his quarterback. I think Adam Barman showed me something here, Bill, that he's real patient back there. He's got poise, a freshman. You know, this is only his second game to start in college football at the quarterback spot, and I can see why Mark Mangino is happy with his performance. He's 6'4", 210 pounds. There's something to build this offense around with Bill Whittemore on the sideline.
Considered the quarterback of the future at Kansas, and all of a sudden he became the quarterback of the present. Has plenty of time, and it's complete to the tight end Lionel Anderson.
Well, we talked to Mark Mangino about what the decision-making process was when Bill Whittemore couldn't play. He told us that last week he played 3 quarterbacks, and he said, hey, the one who's going to be the best one in practice is the one that's going to play, and didn't really make a big deal about it to play Adam Barman. He said, are you ready to play? Kid said, yeah. He says, okay, you're going to start this weekend. That was on a Thursday of last week. Didn't know he was going to start at Kyle Field against the Aggies until then, and came in and just did a spectacular job. The 4 touchdowns and moved that offense very well, and seems to be pretty good control today as well.
But an interesting decision that Mangino had to make, because it is so late in the season. Do you burn the red shirt or not? In fact, Whittemore went down with the injury against Kansas State 2 weeks ago. Barman, as they get the first down, as this drive continues, the Sunday following that game, went back to his old high school, played catch with his younger brother, Brian Barman, who is a senior at West Platte High School, and then he came back to drills on Monday, and he was in contention to start. And what a dream it is, but he doesn't seem to get rattled at all.
Well, and credit for Bill Whittemore too, because that young man, the senior here, maybe not have a chance to play the rest of this year unless they get into a bowl game, but really just trying to help Adam Barman in all facets, rooming with him on the road and talking to him on the sideline during the game.
First down for Barman and the Jayhawks. Pumps. Now looks deep downfield, throws it away incomplete. It'll bring up a second down and 10 for the Jayhawks. Our SBC DSL high-speed update is Steve Krewald with the touchdown, the lone touchdown of this game. Barman's number 7 of 12 for 64 yards. The rushing yards, the Huskers lead by 100 yards. Barman did have the costly interception.
Yeah, that interception led to 7 points on the board for the Cornhuskers. And those are mistakes that young freshman quarterbacks are going to make, and that's one that he's going to learn from and going to have a chance to redeem himself here. A little more than a half to play.
Got 3 wide receivers out to the right side this time. 2nd and 10. Now Barman back up under center. And he runs the option, and a fumble, and Green wisely just falls on it.
Well, Nebraska's got a lot of speed on defense. I'm not sure they can make a living of this, trying to run the option on this defense. They've done it a couple of times today, and Nebraska seems to be able to have enough speed to get out there. And that almost a costly mistake if he wasn't able to get on top of it. And a turnover here, that would really wreck the hearts of these Jayhawk fans here in this stadium today.
Barman ran for 45 yards on 15 carries against the Aggies last week. It was a game that Kansas was tied up with A&M at halftime, 14-all. Then a costly turnover, a return of a fumble by Jackson Appel of the Aggies. And A&M was able to pull away in the second half. In trouble, Barman shows that he can be elusive, but not that elusive. T.J. Hollowell brings him down.
Yeah, and DeMario Williams, too, on the tackle. Those two guys combined to get Adam Barman on the outside. Excellent coverage by the Cornhuskers in the secondary. Adam Barman looking downfield, check 1, check 2, and then tries to get away. And then the speed of the Cornhusker defense catches up to him. You see Williams there on the tackle. Excellent job tracking him down. Adam Barman, the smart thing, though, not throwing it away and making a mistake. It's okay to get your team out there and punt the ball on 4th down. That's something he's going to learn as he develops as a quarterback.
And he is in pain right now. Curtis Ansel, the punter. Down into the end zone for a touchback. That is the first time this season that Ansel has a touchback in 32 punts on the season.
Now, Bill, interesting on that last series, Adam Barman coming off the field, obviously showing some pain. And in pain right now, just taking that jacket off. I think he's going to try to get loose and be a blow to his football team that he wouldn't be able to return.
Lord slips as he lets this one fly deep. And John Randall defending, and there are 3 flags thrown at the Kansas 45-yard line.
There's enough yellow out there, no doubt about that. Well, John Randall got behind him again. Matt Harrigan, this time the big tight end, running that route. And Randall the second time now.
Defensive pass interference, 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
Well, just a freshman, but a chance to play at cornerback here. As a cornerback in high school, been a tailback here for Mark Mangino's football team. And now, you know, a couple of plays getting behind him. Those are things he has to settle down. And he's probably got his eyes in the backfield. When coaches talk about his eyes in the backfield too much, he's looking in there and reading the quarterback and not seeing the receivers around him. So you have to calm down and make sure the guys don't get behind him, because Jamal Lord shows that he can throw that football pretty far down the field.
Saw Barman still in some pretty good pain on the sideline. It'll be interesting to see if he can come back in this game. First down after the 15-yard penalty from the 35, and Lord looking to throw again. Slips again as he lets this one loose downfield. It's intercepted. Jonathan Lamb with the interception, his second of the season.
Well, the redshirt freshman walk-on free safety doing a good job playing the middle of the field here. Jamal Lord on the option pass, fakes and tries to throw it deep. And here's Lamb going to come over and make a nice play on the ball. Ball a little bit overthrown, and he comes down with a big play for the Jayhawks.
I've seen several passes today that have wound up being primarily jump balls, almost as if they're jump balls. And Barman is back in there. He's showing that he's a tough guy, too. From the 22-yard line. Has all day to throw, and throws in traffic and throws complete to Clark Green.
Yeah, Barman kind of running away here, trying to set up his screenplay, and this is a timing thing that you have to do. Pump it, try to get the defense to commit, and then getting the ball away, throwing it inside, trying to get something out of it.
Barman looks to the sideline now as Kansas huddles up. You know, Mark Mangino, after Barman's performance against Texas A&M a week ago, said that Barman reminds him of Terry Bradshaw. Bradshaw didn't care. He just went out and played, and he's showing some toughness here. Rideau has the first down.
That's a tough catch and run there by Rideau.
The number 84, Brandon Rideau.
You said it, Bill, is going to be at the first down marker, perhaps a first down. Quick little pass outside to number 84. See the zip that Barman puts on the ball. Good touch. I like the way he delivers the football. And Rideau, little work after the catch, getting that first down.
And it is a first down just past the 32-yard line. Kansas' last possession, they showed their first real spark of the day offensively. They put together a string of first downs, 4 first downs on the last drive before having to punt it away. No running room this time for Green. The black shirts at it, and Demario Williams along with Ryan Bingham on the stop.
Well, they can't throw it every down, and they know they're going to try to run the ball, and Bingham doing a good job, the defensive tackle position for the Cornhusker defense, trying to get the draw play working and take a little pressure off this young quarterback.
"31-yard line. It's a loss of a yard on the play, or a loss of 3 yards on the play. Brings up second down and 13. Nebraska's Bingham got back on sides, and the flip out to Green, and he gets up near the 40-yard line.
It's a good read, I think, by the quarterback. They're in zone coverage, and he says, hey, I can slip it down to Green and get him the ball and let him make some plays. You see the jump there by the defense, and linebackers getting out. Zone coverage, he throws it underneath, and Green splits the 2 tacklers here and gets some extra yardage.
Third down.
Brings up a third manageable situation. You don't want to be in third and long with a freshman quarterback, and that's a tough call for an offensive quarterback to make plays at work when it's third and long.
3rd and 4 this time. 3 receivers, the top of your screen, out to the left side. He throws right, and there's Rideau again. the 46-yard line, and that is a first down for Kansas.
Well, we talked about the defense of Nebraska putting pressure on Adam Barman, the quarterback, and they're going to continue to do that. Short yardage situation here, 4 yard. They go ahead and blitz. They hit that quarterback, and they're going to do that all day today. They know they've got him dinged a little bit. He tosses the ball out there well to Rideau, who gets the first down in front of Fabian Washington.
A pickup of 7 yards on the play. T.J. Hollowell delivered the hit on Barman that time. So again, 3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Looking to run this time. And then gets to the outside and has some running room and out of bounds near midfield.
That's kind of a surprising call. You got a quarterback who's getting hit as he throws the football. Now you're going to put him in harm's way and let him run the ball. But they say, hey, he's a young freshman quarterback. He'll bounce back and give him a chance to run that ball. He probably said, hey, coach, what are you calling that quarterback draw play for? Mark saying, just run the play that's called.
You're a tough guy. You went back out there. You can run our offense. 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5. Mangino saw Barman at a quarterback camp in Wichita, Kansas, and then immediately offered him a scholarship. And Green breaks some tackles. And a big pickup for Clark Green. They can do it on the ground.
Well, the cutback lanes were there, and Green does a nice job of seeing it. The little pitch here outside. You're going to see Green come down and watch him work back across the grain as he sees these blocks set up. Cut 1, cut 2, cut 3. Good job by Green getting up the field. The ball in the wrong hand. He moves it. He knows that. Nice play by Clark Green, this 205-pound sophomore, getting it done on the ground for the Jayhawks.
He picks up 16 yards. Now he's 28 yards rushing on the afternoon. And once again, 2nd straight drive, Kansas. It's near the Nebraska 30-yard line. And a whistle. And so the Jayhawks want to talk it over with a first down at the Nebraska 33. Back in a moment.
Coming up on the Sonic Halftime Report, I'll be joined by the Hall of Famer Billy Ray Smith. We'll have the entire Big 12 hookup, including #1 Oklahoma, plus a BCS shakedown. That's all coming up on the Sonic Halftime Report. Bill, Gary.
All right, Kansas comes out in a 4 wide receiver set on the 33, and essentially they run pretty much a quarterback sneak.
Yeah, get 4 yards on first down. It's not a bad play. Quarterback gooses the center and takes off.
Got the ball to the 29-yard line, sets up a 2nd down and 6. Kansas able to do something on the ground on this possession. Time of possession is almost equal. We play now late in the 2nd quarter. Charles Gordon near the 20-yard line has another first down for the Jayhawks.
Now you got the screen play out there, and he asks your wide receivers to block, and they do a good job of it. Mark Simmons, the Z outside, going to get outside, and Moderick Johnson also. You see the blocking out front there? That's what happens. Simmons does a good job blocking, allows Johnson to get out there and make Clark Green to make a play. That's Charles Gordon, I'm sorry.
Gordon, the leading receiver for the Jayhawks, coming in to play today. 4 touchdowns on the season. Now at the Nebraska 20-yard line. 4 first downs on this drive for Kansas. They fake the end around, and Green up the middle. He gets past the 15, pulls his way to the 14-yard line.
But Bill, what happens when you're able to pass the ball? It opens up the running game and vice versa. If you're able to run it, then you're able to pass it. It kind of works both ways. When you can put in a balanced offensive system with what they've done here this year, Nick Quartaro, the offensive coordinator at Kansas, along with Mark Mangino, trying to balance things out here. Don't put all the pressure on the quarterback or on the run game. Let both of them work, and they'll help each other.
Now 3 receivers out to the right side as Barman works from the shotgun on 2nd down and 5. Finds his running back, Green, and he's inside the 10-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Jayhawks.
Well, what you got is a 4-man rush by the Nebraska defense. Not put a lot of pressure. You see the 4 guys, that's all they're going to do right there on him. And watch the vanilla coverage here. Everyone's taken away, but here's Green going to slip to the outside, and Barman says, hey, the red shirts are all right back here. The white jerseys are, and dumps it down, gets a nice gain inside the 10-yard line.
A drive that started at the Kansas 22-yard line. 5 first downs later. Kansas inside the Nebraska 10 at the 8. They'd love to get within 3 points of the Huskers here late in the second. It's Green. Runs into a wall in the backfield. Nothing doing that time.
Well, Trevor Johnson, the defensive end, just stuffed the offensive line that time. Pushed him into the backfield and didn't let that play get started. Nebraska defense, you talk about the pride, Bill. This is a pride situation when you get down inside the 10-yard line. Your team is knocking, the other team is knocking at the door, and you don't want to allow them to get in there.
We approach a minute and a half to go here in the first half. Loss of 1 for Green on the last carry. 2nd and goal. Barman swings it out to Gordon. He's down to the 5-yard line. Brought down by Daniel Bullocks.
You're not really knowing what the offense is going to do, even though they don't. The defense line is still doing what I call line stunts or X in front here. You're going to see one guy go across and the other one come around behind. That's an X stunt up front, trying to put pressure on that quarterback, not able to do so. Good job by the Kansas offensive line, giving Barman a chance to throw. Another timeout here.
This time Nebraska calls timeout. Big 3rd down play upcoming for the Jayhawks, down 10-0. Frank Solich hoping his Huskers can come up with a defensive stand here. Nebraska leads Kansas 10-0. We play late in the second quarter. It's a 3rd down and goal for Adam Barman, the true freshman quarterback in the Jayhawks, from the 6-yard line. 2 backs behind Barman. And he rolls right. Pumps and dragged down short of the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's Mario Williams. I tell you, that's a very athletic play by that linebacker, scraping down the line of scrimmage. I think this is run all the way. They're going to try to get Adam Barman on the corner as I see everyone blocking inside. Watch number 7 come from the inside, get around Green, and just make a nice little tackle here on this big, strong quarterback. Mario Williams been making big plays all season this year for this Nebraska defense.
So Kansas will try the field goal attempt. A 24-yarder. Jared Brooks, and Brooks is no good. A flag is down on the play. And that is Pippins.
Defense offside. 5 yards.
You're right. I think Gerald Pippins made this block, Bill. Comes up the line of scrimmage and jumps, and Frank Solich thinks, hey, we're going to stop this here. Take a look at the jump in the middle of the field. Number 31, get up, get his right hand on it. Excellent job right there, but it's offsides against the defense. Right in the middle of your screen, watch number 31 come up and get up in the air, and the right hand. But it's an offside. It's going to give Kansas a chance to kick this ball again.
They'll move 5 yards or half the distance to the goal closer. And they'll set it down just outside the 10-yard line, what amounts to a 20-yard field goal for Jared Brooks. Johnny Beck has been the regular place kicker all season, but Brooks gets the call this time. And with a second chance, Brooks is good. And Kansas is on the board. 5 seconds left in the first half, and the Jayhawk fans have reason to cheer. Jared Brooks' second field goal attempt of the season, and he is good on it. Coming up on the Sonic Halftime Report, you're talking Kansas and Nebraska and much more with Mike Goldberg and Billy Ray Smith in the Fox Sports Net studios. Big 12 scores and highlights. How did Oklahoma do it against A&M today? And a BCS shakeup. To all that and more coming up on the Sonic Halftime Report with Mr. Goldberg and Mr. Smith. Jared Brooks puts the Jayhawks on the board.
Well, I think this is a confidence builder for Kansas coming into this football game here late in the second half. Take some momentum in at halftime and get some points on the board. Sure, they'd like to have had the touchdown, Bill, but have to settle for the field goal and luckily get a second opportunity to kick that one through because Pippins got up and that was skying on defense to block that kick.
I think it's interesting, the third down call as Adam Barman, and I think you called it right there, he had no intention of throwing the football on that man. Gino did not want to take a chance on turning the ball over. They needed to get points and make it a one-score game.
Yeah, DeMario Williams showing his speed from the linebacker spot, making a nice play.
Squibbed inside the 5-yard line. This is Josh Davis. And a nice return, but the clock runs out here in the first half as Davis, the leading kickoff return man in Nebraska football history. But Adam Barman, the freshman quarterback for the Jayhawks, keeping Kansas in this game against the 19th ranked team in the country as Nebraska leads it at the end of one half of play. 10-3 is the score. And Jamal Lord doing it on the ground and also through the air in the first half of this game. Nebraska does get on the board with 10 points, but it's been a sluggish offense the last couple of games. And at halftime, the Huskers try to figure out how to produce some points in the second half. And down on the field, John Radigan, our sideline reporter, with Frank Solich.
Coach Frank Solich discussing the last events of the half with the umpire. Can we talk to you quickly, Coach? Just wondering what you thought about that first half of play. Disappointed, I guess, that you didn't keep them off.
Yeah, disappointed at that. They had that long drive at the end. You know, a lot of hitches, swing passes to the backs that was able to keep them on the field. But we're doing some good things, moving the ball, playing some good defense at times. We just need to keep it up, turn it up a notch here the second half.
We appreciate it. That is Frank Solich. Let us take it to the studio now. We're going to send you to all this halftime
A big crowd at Memorial Stadium here in Lawrence, Kansas, and the Kansas Jayhawks hanging tough against the 19th ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. It's been 34 years since Kansas beat Nebraska. They're in position, down just one score, Gary.
Well, they actually competed very well in this first half. I think that Nebraska coming in here, you knew they were going to run the football, and they didn't really take it to the Jayhawks as hard as I thought they might have in the first half. Key play here early on, though, is Adam Barman kind of trying to make something happen on his own when he throws an interception, and Gerald Pippins for Nebraska comes up with it. That turned into a score here as you see Jamal Lord getting the pitch off to David Horn to set up a score here, and then Krewall, the fullback, takes it in from the 1-yard line, and that's the first scoring of the first half. And then Kansas, hey, they start to get things going a little bit late in the second quarter. When they get Green with a good run here, gets him inside of Nebraska territory, and then they pump it through a couple more times here. They get the ball in the air to Gordon. That sets up a late field goal, so Kansas gets on the board, Bill, in the second quarter with 3 points. It's a 10-3 ball game.
10-3 as we start the second half, and Kansas kicks off to Nebraska to start this third quarter. Josh Davis, the return man for the Huskers, trying to find a seam, and he is brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Nissan halftime stats, even in first downs. What stands out, Gary?
Well, the one thing that stands out is that turnover. Kansas, throwing that turnover allows them to get Nebraska to get that points on the board there. Rushing yards, Nebraska, we knew they're going to do it coming in, 117 yards. It's kind of what we'd expect. And Kansas being able to throw the ball 109 yards. And they also got Green running late in the second quarter. Let's see if they can keep that up as they get back on the field.
Big change from the first quarter to the second quarter offensively for the Jayhawks. Lord finding some running room, tries to slip a tackle, and he gets up to about the 30-yard line. John Radigan had a chance to talk with Kansas coach Mark Mangino at halftime.
Yeah, it helps. We had a big drive, kept our defense off the field, kept their defense out on the field, and got 3 out of it. We'd like to have more, but we'll take that. We've got plenty of football to play.
All right, second down and 6 for the Huskers. Lord keeps on the left side, tries to get first down yards, but he's going to be a yard or two shy up near the 35-yard line.
Well, this is something Nebraska does, and they do it very well. They keep working, Bill. What I mean by that is their offensive line, they never give up. They finish blocks. They get into the defensive players, and they keep working. And then the quarterback and the running backs for Nebraska, they get right in behind those big guys, and they run. And that's been an effective way to move the ball for the Cornhuskers for a long time.
Lord threw for 58 yards, and he ran for 58 yards in the first half. 3rd and short, and Lord in trouble. He will not get the first down. The Kansas defense comes through with a big play on 3rd down.
Well, tracking him down from the backside. Good job by McCoy on the defensive end. Coming from the backside and making a play here to stop Jamal Lord. Watch him track him down, and Jamal's just trying to find a hole, but the defense and the pursuit there by McCoy coming off the edge on the backside makes that play. And good series there for the Jayhawks to start this 3rd quarter. Going to make Nebraska come out here and punt this football.
John McCoy making the play there. He was a backup defensive end, in fact, running 3rd team defensive end, and he shifted to defensive tackle. Kyle Larson doing a great job punting for the Huskers all season, averaging 45 yards a punt on the year. But not this time. Jinxed him.
You got him, Bill.
He had an 80-yarder last week in Austin, but just when Nebraska wanted to pin Kansas deep in their own end of the field, Larson comes up with one that he's not proud of.
Well, and Frank Solich says, hey, we need to win some field position, give a team a chance to move the ball. If you want to go down deep, you have a chance to punt it down there, and that just did not happen for him. So Kansas going to come out here, get the ball around the 28-yard line, and Adam Barman, who I think had a pretty good half in the first half, except for that one throw. His 2nd game, his debut last week against Texas A&M, coming here his 1st game at home, and I think he showed these Kansas fans that they've got something to look forward to.
He had 4 touchdown passes and just 1 interception a week ago in a 45-33 loss at Texas A&M. On the ground to start the 2nd half for the Jayhawks, and Green gets good 1st down yardage.
Well, just a pitch play. You're going to get your fullback out and block for you. Get it done on the ground. I don't think you want to put a whole lot of pressure on his quarterback and make him throw it all the time. So if you can get 6 yards against the Nebraska defense on 1st down running the ball, it's going to give you your offense a chance to make plays in the passing game, or pick another running play that might work for you as well.
Got 6 yards on 1st down, not what Nebraska had in mind. From the 34-yard line, swing it out to Gordon on the right side. The Nebraska pursuit is there, so he reverses back this way. And Gordon picks up yardage up near the 1st down stakes.
Yeah, almost to the 38-yard line. I think that you got to be just beyond the 38-yard line to make that 1st down. And Gordon is going to be the screen pass to the far side of the field. Barman, you see it toss it out there, but pursuit by the black shirt defense do a good job of turning him away, but his speed allows him to bring it around the corner. You see the blue jerseys giving him a chance to make a play, and there's DeMario Williams once again making a play with his speed on the defensive side for Nebraska.
They're going to bring the stakes out to see if Charles Gordon did indeed get the 1st down. We talk at the beginning of the game about the game plan for each team, Gary, and what about through the 1st half, the Kansas game plan? Go to the 1st down.
Well, I thought that Kansas coming into this game, they need to keep that quarterback clean offensively, and they've done a pretty good job of that. And his numbers on the day, 15 to 20, and the 1 interception we talked about, but that's effective numbers. That's what Mark Mangino would like, and I think to make Jamal make him throw the ball, they feel like they have a chance to compete. 58 yards on 5 of 10 passing. That's 50% completions. That's about his season average, 52% on the season for Jamal Lord. Getting it done, stopping those Huskers on the ground.
Much like on the last play, Mangino and Quartero's game plan for Barman, just like this, the safe routes. And some yards after the catch once again for Gordon.
Well, you talk about the safe routes, Bill, and that's exactly what this is. Take what the defense gives you. You're going to have soft coverage on the outside, and hey, just toss it out there. Gordon just going to turn on the outside and pick up his pass and get up the field for about 5 yards. You know, the last 1st down play, they picked up 6. This one 5 yards. Mark Mangino's bunch is moving the football.
Got 5 on that one, sets up a 2nd and 5. Adam Barman, the graduating class in Weston, Missouri, West Platte High School, had a grand total of 52 students. Playing Class A ball in Missouri a year ago and playing Big 12 football against the 19th ranked team in the country. His first home appearance for the Jayhawks.
Now running up in there, trying to get some tough yards on the inside play, and going to get 1 or 2 yards on that play. Bill, bring up a 3rd and short situation.
46-yard line. A 3rd and 2 for Barman and the Jayhawks. Bill Whittemore, the starting quarterback, the senior, went down with a collarbone injury a couple of weeks ago against K-State. He was second in the nation in passing efficiency. Just 3 interceptions and 15 touchdowns. And Barman with a 3rd and 2 here. Nebraska stacks the line. They're coming under pressure and throws it incomplete.
They're going to have a roughing call here on. With Barman, I was going to call him for grounding. Actually, I thought that was against the defense, but he's going to call him for grounding. But he was throwing the ball out to Gordon. Surprisingly here, he's in the act of throwing the football out to Gordon, who's out here on the outside, but the referee's going to call Adam Barman for grounding the football.
On the defense.
Oh, I'm sorry.
15 yards, first down.
There you go.
That was roughing the passer. I apologize. That was the penalty that they called on the defense. That's what I initially thought it was going to be. That's a big play here for Kansas, moving this football. Got a first down the first series, and now a second one, and that penalty yardage helps as well.
Well, that was big. It was a 3rd down play. If not for the roughing the passer, Kansas would be punting. Instead, they're in Nebraska's end of the field at the Cornhusker 39-yard line. Four-man defensive front for the Huskers. And some razzle-dazzle. Rideau tucks it and gets some yards to the 35-yard line.
Bill, you know what that was? That was a double reverse. Try to pass the ball to Adam Barman, but he didn't have the speed to get around the corner. I think he's kind of winded, not able to get around the defense here on the outside.
He just got roughed up on the last play.
You see the speed sweep here. They're going to go back and watch number 7 come around. They're going to try to pass the ball to him, but the defense of Nebraska takes that away, and Rideau doing a good job making a play there, just using his speed to pick up 5 or 6 yards.
He got to the 34-yard line. It was 5 yards. 2nd down and 5. And the pitch goes to Green. Has some running room. Has a first down. Down to the 27-yard line.
Well, it helps when you got a senior offensive tackle, Adrian Jones, number 57, who's going to clear things out. Walk 57, get the block on the outside on Pippins. It clears up the inside running lane for Green. Moving the ball on the ground here. Hey, getting productive on first down. You got a 1st and 10 again here against Nebraska down at the 27-yard line.
Third first down of this drive for the Jayhawks. We approach the 9-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, and Kansas trailing by a touchdown. Rolling is Barman. Throws downfield, has a man wide open in the middle of the field. It's Simmons. First down, Kansas. Barman limps back to the huddle.
Well, the young man is obviously in pain. I don't know if he's got a leg injury or what, but he's got enough mobility to stay away from this Nebraska defense. You're going to take a look. He's going to roll to the outside, and look at the defense here. They're all in zone coverage, and then he works back to this receiver here and does a nice job of finding him. Patience in the quarterback, getting the ball down the field, and another first down, Bill.
Last 3 possessions, as Mark Simmons made the grab there for Kansas, they've had at least 4 first downs in each of those drives. That's the 4th first down of this drive, and Barman with a wide open room to run up the middle, and something seemed wrong at the snap there.
Well, it's just a quarterback read there. He just sees nothing happening in the middle. Take a look at what he sees here. He sees Rude going to get out of there, and then the middle opens right up, and that's a nice job of him reading that and getting 5 or 6 yards on first down.
5 yards to the 7-yard line. We approach the 8-minute mark. Kansas controlling the football, and now 2nd and 5 for Barman and the Jayhawks. This will be the 9th play of what is so far a 65-yard drive. Trips to the left here, and looking left is Barman, throwing, and it's picked up. It's Daniel Bullocks this time. 23rd interception of the season for Nebraska. The Cornhuskers lead the nation in interceptions, and Barman a costly turnover inside the 10-yard line.
Well, Daniel Bullocks, the brother of Josh Bullocks, who already has 8 interceptions on the year, gets his first interception right now. Barman throwing the ball inside and trying to get the ball down to Rideau, but I don't think he even saw him step in front, Bill. Bullocks coming up with a huge play for the Cornhuskers.
2nd interception of the day for the Cornhuskers as Bullocks gets the Oski this time, 10-3 in the 3rd. Well, Nebraska survives that penetration by the Jayhawks as Daniel Bullock's got the interception, and now Jamal Lord will bring the Husker offense out. They'll try to muster something deep in their own end of the field. They'll take over at their own 12-yard line. Their second possession of the second half. It was 3 and out the first time they had the ball. And on the ground, past the 15-yard line to the 17, Corey Ross. Game plan for Nebraska. How's it stacking up, Gary?
Well, they need to rush the ball, what they do well. 23 rushes, 125 yards. Probably a little bit under their average for the first half. And try to disrupt the passing game of Adam Barman and the Jayhawks. A couple of sacks and the 2 interceptions. That last one, a very costly one, as the Jayhawks were knocking on the door.
Corey Ross picked up 4 yards. His first carry of the game. He's in there at I-back. Use Josh Davis and David Horn as well. It's Ross trying the left side, and he gets the first down out to the 25-yard line.
Well, the running attack here is starting to take over again for Nebraska. Moved the ball a little misdirection. We saw this pitch play early in the first half, and got about the same result on it. Moving the sticks again, first down.
David McMillan out of Killeen, Texas. The junior made the play that time defensively, but not before. Corey Ross picked up the first down with a gain of 9 yards to the 25. Now out of the shotgun on first down. Lord will run it. And it's a blatant face mask this time.
Now, it looked like he had the play stopped on the defensive side of the ball. But
grabbing the face mask, defense, 15 yards, first down.
They're going to get Brandon Perkins there for the penalty. And on the right side, you see Brandon put his right hand up, and yet definitely gets Jamal Lord right by the face mask. And that's the 15-yard variety.
So Nebraska able to get out of a hole here. Lonnie Cotton, the offensive coordinator for the Huskers. 15 yards out to the 40-yard line. We approach the 6.5-minute mark of the third quarter. Nebraska up by 7. Corey Ross with some room and a nice move. Has the first down, maybe. Not near the first down stake at the 50-yard line, probably just a little short.
Well, the blocking by the offensive line here by Nebraska doing a good job. Watch them all stick on the defensive lineman and get up on the linebacker. That's what you have to do, and it's a good job here by Nebraska picking everybody up. Everyone's accounted for, and then it's the job of the tailback to run through there, and he does a nice job. Take a look down low, and you'll see everyone accounted for. The Nebraska offense does a good job of picking up everyone up front, all the linebackers, and allows them to get into the second level of the defense.
It is a first down at the midfield stripe. Lord looks deep left side, and it is incomplete. It was Stubbs defending Matt Harrion, the intended target, the tight end. The flag is down back in the offensive backfield.
Going to be against the Jayhawks, going to be roughing the quarterback.
Passer, defense, 15 yards, first down.
Now, Gabriel Toomey, the middle linebacker, is on what I call a hug technique. His back blocks, but he's going to come and try to get to the quarterback, and Jamal Lord throws the ball out to Matt Harrion, and this play has worked for him. Watch from the inside of your screen on the right side. After the throw, that's not a smart play by Toomey. Wasn't a big hit, but that's one you just don't need to do because that's going to result in a huge penalty.
Toomey did let up, but he did make the contact after the ball was released, and they call it roughing the passer. And 2 straight penalties, or on 3 different plays, 2 penalties, 30 yards. A face mask and then a roughing the quarterback. And Ross picks up some yardage.
And good patience by Corey Ross, showing good footwork there. Waiting for his offensive lineman to get on their blocks and then just picking his way through the defense, picking up 6, almost 7 yards.
Well, the third quarter has been huge for Nebraska this season. They have outscored their opponents 88-6 in the third quarter of games. They survived a 65-yard drive by the Jayhawks, and now they bring it back themselves. And Freewald, the fullback with it, gets to the 27.
Yeah, trying to pound it inside, get that first down with the fullback, and Kansas responded. They're bringing up a 3rd and 2 here. This is a huge play defensively for Kansas. They need to do something here. This Nebraska team moving down the field, benefited with a couple penalties, as you said, Bill. But this is something that Kansas could stop from here and force them at least try a field goal. It would be a pretty good accomplishment.
It would be a pretty lengthy one, about 45 yards or so. They can hold him here. But they can't hold him here as Corey Ross, seeing his first action of the game, has the first down pickup.
Well, when you're the middle linebacker and you've got the tailback in your sights, you've got to make this tackle. Gabriel Toomey runs right through the Nebraska offensive line and just flags Corey Ross, who just steps right around him for the first down and gets through that offensive line.
So Ross gets to the 20-yard line. A steady diet of Corey Ross runs on this drive. A sophomore out of Thomas Jefferson High School in Denver, Colorado. And Ross again with some running room and a nice spin and picks up about 8 more.
And not a penalty at the end of the play here, Bill.
After the play ended, personal foul on the defense. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Yet another one against the Jayhawks.
Now that's something you just can't do as a defense. Keep giving the offense opportunity with penalties, and it doesn't matter if you make tackles or plays at the line of scrimmage. If you're going to give penalties and let the team move the ball down the field with penalties, that's just something that's unacceptable as a defense.
John Randall was getting an earful from Mark Mangino, the Kansas head coach. It's 36 yards in penalties on this drive. A face mask, a roughing the quarterback, and now a personal foul after the tackle was made. Krewald, the fullback, runs over the Jayhawks, fumbles the football. Jamal Lord. And Kansas has recovered for a touchback.
Well, it looked like Jamal Lord was going to pick up that football and get the score for Nebraska. Krewald, as you said, Bill, ran right over the defense. This is a huge play here for the Kansas defense to get the touchback in their end zone.
Stubbs, it appears, had the recovery in the end zone, but at first it was Jamal Lord who got in there.
Well, take a look here as we see this play on the inside handoff. Krewald just running and right through the defense, and Stubbs, the ball pops out.
It was Stubbs who got run over, and then Stubbs got the football. A touchback. Back in a moment. Another big turnover as Nebraska was headed to the end zone. Kansas comes up with the fumble recovery, and John Randall in the game. The run up the middle. Well, Nextel, you make the call, Gary.
Well, no doubt about it. Take a look here. Krewald's going to run right over number 9, Tony Stubbs, on the defense, and runs through him, but the ball pops loose. And watch number 5, Jamal Lord, from the left side of your screen come in. You think he's going to get that ball and recover it, but he doesn't hang on to it. Tony Stubbs gets up off the ground, which is what he needs to do as a defensive player. Gets to the ball and makes a huge play here in the end zone for the Jayhawks.
5-yard pickup by Randall. Movement in the middle of the line there. The flag's thrown.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. 5 yards, second down.
And Bible, the referee, Mark Mangino, not liking that as the 5-yard run by Randall pretty much negated. Now 2nd and 10 for the Jayhawks. But how about Stubbs? He gets creamed by Krewald and had the presence of mind to get back up and recover the ball in the end zone. If Lord recovers it, it's a touchdown for Nebraska. Instead, Stubbs got it, touchback.
It's not very often you get to lose and win on the same play. And Stubbs did on that one.
Here's Randall. Up 2 yards.
You know, John talked to Mark Mangino at halftime and talked about just playing the players that he needed to play on the field, and Randall getting a chance to play the tailback spot. He had done that all year. Now he's being asked to play some defense for this football team also. So he's trying to get guys out there that are going to be competitive and give his team a chance to win. And John Randall's one of those players that's having to go on both sides of the ball today.
And giving a blow to Clark Green right now. Green has played well as the I-back, but Lander gets an opportunity on this possession for the Jayhawks, and it's a 3rd down and long, 3rd and 8 for Kansas. Barman has time, throws over the middle, and it's picked off. Josh Bullets, he leads the nation in interceptions. He has number 9. It's a Nebraska record. He already had the record. He just adds to it, and that was simply a dropped ball.
Well, this is not the fault of the quarterback. Adam Barman throws it exactly where he needs to, right in the middle of the field to Mark Simmons. Just doesn't come down with the grab and trail on the play. As you talked about, Josh Bullets, his 9th interception. Take a look at the defense. It's zone coverage. The inside route here, we call it a dig route in the middle of the field. The quarterback delivers it on timing. Good job that time of trailing the play and going to the football is Josh Bullets.
So now Nebraska tries to take advantage, and it's Corey Ross continuing his fine running here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, Corey Ross has stepped up, as you said, Bill, in this 3rd quarter. Gotten a few chances to carry that football, showing he's got some quicks. Picks up about 9 yards on that one.
Corey Ross came into this game with 139 yards rushing on the season. He was instrumental in the last drive for Nebraska that resulted in a fumble into the end zone for a touchback. That's Ross again after picking up 9 on the previous play. Nick Reed hauls him down at about the 25-yard line. There's a late flag again.
Dead ball foul, personal foul on the defense. First down.
This is not healthy for Mark Mangino. He might blow a gasket on this one. His defense has now put him in a situation where they're just giving yardage to Nebraska.
With a minute and a half to play here in the 3rd quarter. The last possession, 36 yards in penalties against the Kansas defense. Very similar to this. And here's another 13 yards, 12.5 yards stepped off.
Well, this is something you'd think it would happen to you when you play on the road, but actually Kansas is at home, and they've gotten 4 personal foul penalties here in this 3rd quarter.
Just inside the 13-yard line. Nebraska has it 1st down. Option left side. Lord pitches to Ross. Reaching for the pylon, and it appears that Ross stepped out of bounds at about the 3-yard line.
Good effort by Ross, getting around the corner and trying to get into the end zone. The down-the-line option, the pitch out to him. Jamal Lord getting it out there where he needs to, and Ross with the speed around the corner. The effort, good job by that young man.
And now Ross with 66 yards rushing on the last 2 possessions for Nebraska. 2nd down, 1 from the 3, and they give it to the fullback Davies this time, and Davies finds the end zone. Krewald fumbled when he got to the goal line. Judd Davies holds on this time, and Nebraska has a 2-touchdown cushion.
All the benefit of a couple of turnovers, Bill. Nebraska giving it back to Kansas, and Kansas doing the favor, giving it back to them, and they march it down for the score.
And Nebraska, on these last 2 drives, doing it the old-fashioned Nebraska way. They're doing it on the ground with some help from some personal fouls from the Jayhawk defense. Bruising fullback Judd Davies finds the end zone for the Cornhuskers, and Nebraska has a 2-touchdown advantage over Kansas late in the 3rd quarter, 17-3. Nebraska leads Kansas, and they are taking advantage of some Jayhawk turnovers here in the 2nd half. Taking advantage of some personal fouls too. Sam Cook with the kick, 3 yards deep in the end zone, and Kansas elects not to run it out. Greg Higgins. Here's our Bank of America Higher Standards flashback. We take you back earlier in the season. This Nebraska black shirt defense forcing turnovers against Texas A&M. Time and time again. In fact, 8 times the Aggies turned it over on the afternoon in what was a 48-12 Nebraska win over the Aggies. Barrett Ruud even scored a touchdown on an interception return. The Bank of America Higher Standards flashback. And this afternoon, Nebraska once again doing it with turnovers. In fact, this season, Nebraska's defense has 3 games in which they forced at least 5 turnovers. 3 turnovers today for Kansas. 3 interceptions by Barman. The option pitch, and Randall gets 3 or 4 yards.
And Randall back in there at the tailback position for Kansas. And Clark Green is on the sideline, the tailback who played the entire first half of this football team.
38 yards in 4 plays for Nebraska on that scoring drive after the Josh Bullock's interception. Jiffy Lube with the Nebraska scoring drive. And you can be a well-oiled machine when you get personal foul help from the defense, too.
Well, you talked about it, Bill. There's actually 49 yards in penalties against the Jayhawk defense on those last 2 drives, just giving yardage to Nebraska on their offensive possessions.
T.J. Hollowell defending on Randall that time.
You know, and on the first series of this third quarter, Kansas just marched the ball down the field on this defense. Had a chance to punch it in, but right at the 5-yard line, Adam Barman throws that untimely interception. And I tell you, that was huge in this football game.
It was. They were threatening to cut a 7-point deficit down to less than that. Instead, at the end of the third quarter, Nebraska coach Frank Solich is happy that his Huskers lead it by 2 touchdowns. Thanks in part to that black shirt defense. The end of 3 quarters. Lawrence, Kansas, the site for college football Saturday. We start the 4th quarter. Nebraska and Kansas. It's a big 3rd and 2 play for the Jayhawks. Adam Barman throws complete for the first down. Brandon Rideau. And let's check in with John Radigan on the sideline. John?
Yeah, Bill, the Jayhawks will start the 4th quarter without Clark Green. He has been taken to the locker room for the last 2 offensive series. Green has been on the bench, and they have been working very hard on his left calf. At first, it appeared as though it was just cramping, and they were trying to massage the cramp out, but then it became clear that he was not able to push off, not able to cut on that left calf, so they have taken him into the locker room. We'll keep an eye on that, and if he comes back, we'll let you know.
All right, first down for the Jayhawks, and the throw goes out to the left side to Mark Simmons, who just looked back in time to make the catch, and a short pickup for the Jayhawks. Big loss for the Jayhawks. Clark Green at 48 yards rushing on 12 carries.
Well, and they got John Randall in there for the Jayhawks on offense at the tailback spot, and offense still chunking it, though. Kansas trying to move the ball down the field. Adam Barman, the freshman quarterback, getting the ball outside, and it's not easy to go against this Nebraska defense. Number 4 in the nation in total defense coming into this football game.
Just 1 yard picked up for the Jayhawks here. That was a big 3rd down conversion, the first play of the 4th quarter. The completion to Rideau. Adam Barman in his 2nd collegiate start. Pitches to Randall. He shows his speed and makes a nice pickup to about the 45-yard line. He needed to get to the 47 for a first down.
Well, Randall's one of those athletes, Bill, that they like here at Kansas. He's able to play an offense at tailback, played some cornerback for you today as well, and shows the speed. You see Pippins try to get him there, but he can't get him down on the ground, and Randall learning through that, picking up 5 or 6 yards.
And he's one of the reasons that Mark Mangino is really excited about the future for Kansas, especially on offense, as Randall is a true freshman. Clark Green, who left the game with the apparent calf injury, just a sophomore. A lot of youngsters play for the Jayhawks, both on offense and defense.
Timeout, Nebraska. First charge timeout of the half.
So Nebraska wants a timeout as the Jayhawks try to climb back into this one, down by 14. Get what you need faster. Log on to SBC.com. College football today for more info. SBC game summary. SBC DSL high-speed update has Josh Bullock with his 9th interception of the season. Barman 20 out of 27, but those 3 interceptions. Lord, 58 yards passing, 66 rushing. For Kansas, a big 3rd and 2 play here after the Nebraska timeout. They run the option, and Randall tiptoes down the sidelines. Did he get enough for the first down?
I think he's going to be short, Bill. I'm really surprised they run this play to the short side of the field. Don't give their tailback a chance to get around the corner. That's what happens when you run that option to the short side and the near hash mark. And trying to get the ball turned up inside, not going to get it. Looks like Mark Mangino may go for it here on 4th down.
He is well short of the mark. In fact, he went out of bounds at the 45-yard line, so it's 4th and 2. Down by 14 points, though. And Mangino, who has played players who normally play on offense, on defense today, trying to do all he can in his attempt to pull off the upset of the 19th ranked team in the country. Goes for it on 4th and 2, or does he? A timeout called by Barman.
Well, that's a situation. If you're going to punt the football, go out there and punt the ball. Don't burn a timeout in that situation. I'm not sure they've decided what they really want to do. Whether they're going to punt the ball or they're going to go for it here on 4th.
It almost appeared that they might want to try to pull the Nebraska defense off sides, but it's a timeout. Nebraska leads Kansas 17-3 on this college football Saturday on a chilly day in Lawrence, Kansas. Kansas has pulled off upsets in the past. Let's take you back to 1984. Troy Aikman and the Oklahoma Sooners, ranked number 2 in the nation at the time, taking on Kansas. And it was the Jayhawks coming through in the biggest of ways. They pull off the upset 28-11 over the number 2 ranked team in the country on that day. On this day, they're taking on number 19 Nebraska, and they do decide to punt on 4th and 2. And Josh Davis with the return for Nebraska, and the Huskers will set up shop inside their own 20-yard line.
Well, I guess Mark Mangino thinking with 13 minutes, just under 13 minutes left in this football game, that going for it on his side of the 50 on 4th down and 2, and probably just too much to gamble, get the field position, put his defense back out there, and hopefully get a stop here and get the ball back in his offense's hands.
They need the defensive stop here. Nebraska's been pounding the ball in the second half. The last couple of drives with Corey Ross. And Ross still in there at I-back, and he picks up good first down yardage.
Got a penalty at the end of the play as well, Bill.
Again.
This is the back judge throwing this. He was around midfield, and he saw something up around the line of scrimmage.
After the play ended, personal foul on the offense.
So that brings the Jayhawk fans into it. Well, this is after the play, and that's something that that's happened several times today.
College football Saturday presented by Kyocera tonight. It's the 11th ranked Texas taking on number 21 Oklahoma State. A showdown in Stillwater tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern time, right here on Fox Sports Net. That should be a good one tonight, Gary.
Yeah, it really is. Oklahoma State reeling a little bit, you know, after their tough loss to Oklahoma, and Texas with their big win against the Cornhuskers a week ago. It's going to be a big test and see who's going to continue to get the perhaps just a second place in the Big 12 South.
And perhaps a BCS Bowl on down the line for the winner of that game if they can win out. Both teams with 2 losses so far. They're going to measure to see if Corey Ross got the first down. As you see, he is inches short of the first down. It was a dead ball personal foul against Nebraska. So now they'll mark it off. Since it was after the play, it'll bring up a second down and about 16 for Frank Solich's team. Otherwise, if they'd gotten the first down, it'd be 1st and 25. That's why they had to measure. But the last 2 drives for Nebraska, 4 personal fouls or face mask type calls against the Kansas defense, and now the long run on first down by Ross pretty much negated here. And Jamal Lord on the carry this time.
Well, Jamal Lord hasn't had to do a whole lot here in this second half. Corey Ross has done a good job running that ball, but don't forget about that quarterback. He's the leading rusher for this Nebraska football team, and he's going to get the ball in his hands and have a chance to make play after play. Brings up a 3rd down here. A big play, I think, for Kansas defensively. Need to stop from here, get the ball back in their offense's hands, and get back in this football game.
They're at the 22-yard line. They've got to get to the 29 to keep this drive alive. Lord looks to throw and has his man LaFleur for the first down at the 35-yard line.
Well, Kansas went to a defensive front that didn't give him a chance to compete on this play. They're trying to rush the defensive end, trying to bluff him on the outside. You take a look here, he's going to look bluff out there, but the inside route is open. Nobody can get there from the inside, and that's a play that's designed well by Nebraska, not defensed well by the Jayhawks.
Mark LaFleur with the reception, his third of the day for Nebraska, as Lord is now 6 of 11 throwing the football. On first down, they'll run the option, and Lord finds a seam up the middle. He is collared near the first down stake. Looks like he probably has a first down.
That's just a field play by the quarterback. Where do you turn this ball up? And he does a nice job of picking a spot here. He can come down, but he takes 1-2 steps and turns right up behind the right guard and gets into the second level of the defense. And Jamal Lord found that he didn't have to take it around the corner and just bangs it up inside.
First down for the Huskers. Here's Ross. A sizable pickup one more time for Corey Ross.
It seemed to me like the Jayhawk defense was kind of standing there, almost like a whistle had blown. Watch the left side of the line here. They're just all kind of standing up, and Corey Ross runs inside. I don't know what the defensive nose tackle was doing there on that play. Didn't seem to be making any contact or getting off the block. It was Kyle Knighton on the side there, a freshman, redshirt freshman on the nose, and didn't make an effort to get off that block and tackle Corey Ross.
Well, Corey Ross did not play in the first half of this game. He has 86 yards rushing in the second half. And they'll go to Ross again. He'll add to that total. Pick up about 5 more. Only 2 times this season has Nebraska had an I-back who has rushed for more than 100 yards in a game.
Well, remember now, Nebraska's offense, rushing offense, they're number 1 in the conference. They're 5th in the nation. 236-yard average per game running the football. That's what they do. That's their bread and butter. Hey, when they get that thing rolling, it's hard to stop defensively, and doing a good job moving that ball in the third quarter now here early in the fourth.
But it's Jamal Lord, who is their leading rusher on the season, came in with 628 yards rushing on the year. Ross bottled up this time.
Seems like this Kansas defense, Bill, they rise in spurts. Second down, bringing up a third down here in 4 yards or so, a chance for them to get Nebraska off the field again.
Kevin Kane has done a good job, the backup middle linebacker for Kansas. He's in on that play. Third down and 4 for the Huskers. Big play for the Jayhawks, but probably into 4-down territory now for Nebraska inside the 40. The rushing yards, 131 to 43. Give it to the fullback, Davies this time. He scrambles near where he needed to get for a first down.
Yeah, about the 32-yard line. Looks like he might be almost right there. Take a look, just a handoff inside, and just going to get one-on-one block and cut back a little bit. And I think we've already decided that it is a first down. Well, perhaps not. Like they're going to measure, I think, Bill. Bring out the chains.
Well, Davies had the touchdown for Nebraska late in the third quarter. They're pounding away on Kansas right now. The idea is to run clock as well with a 2-touchdown lead. And you're right, it is a first down. That is the 4th first down of this drive for Nebraska. And the Huskers trying to finish off Kansas today, and they've got a big showdown with Kansas State in Lincoln next week.
Well, somehow Mark Mangino and Bill Young, the defense coordinator, need to rally this defense for Kansas and get this offense off the field. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to come back in this football game. They're down 3 scores already and be a chance to be down 4, and that's not what Mark Mangino would like.
On the ground again with Ross, and once again Ross unable to get much this time. Second straight time that Ross has been hit hard at the line of scrimmage. The running game for Nebraska, Gary.
No doubt about it. The offensive line taking over. Corey Ross getting things going in this offensive package, and Jamal Lord doing a good job running. You see the quickness and the speed there, and the big guys making some room up front for this running attack, and all of them are getting in the action. Judd Davies as well.
Now down under 9.5 minutes to play in this football game. 2nd and 10 for the Huskers. And on the pitch, it's Ross on the right side. And that was a big hit over there. Sounded like a big hit. It was Charles Gordon delivering it.
Well, when you can get the defense committed to one side of the field and pitch it away from their momentum, then you win the side. Look at the angle here. There's nobody out in this area, and that's where they're going to go with the football. You got the block here, the block, and then get around the corner.
Personal foul on the offense. Down counts, third down.
Wow. make a huge play and get sent back. Personal foul. How many we got in this game? It looks like a half a dozen or so.
It's been in the second half where we've had at least 4 different occasions where there's been a personal foul at the end of a play.
Does that mean these two teams don't like each other very much?
I guess not. That one appeared to be away from the ball. The flag was on the near side of the field, away from where the football was. Just set back to the 42-yard line. Third and very long for the Huskers. Deep. Isaiah Fluellen inside the 5-yard line.
Well, huge play here for Nebraska, throwing the ball up and Fluellen coming down with it. Jamal Lord, just a little play action pass and throws the ball up inside, and Fluellen, who started this game here at wide receiver for Nebraska today, coming down with the football right over Randall, who's had to go both ways. We talked about him in the backfield on offense for Kansas and now in the secondary.
Boy, what a story Isaiah Fluellen is this season. In preseason drills, he was 5th on the depth chart. He is now a starter. The give to the fullback, and Davies does the chores one more time. Second straight touchdown for the fullback, Judd Davies.
Well, it all started with the running game, getting that going, then the big pass down low, and Jamal Lord, the Cornhuskers, got to feel good about themselves, moving the ball against this Kansas defense and popping it inside and getting that score.
Really wearing him down, but it was a 39-yard pass on 3rd and 20. Lord to Fluellen, the big play there, and now David Dykes with the point after, and it's now a 3-touchdown lead for the Huskers. 24-3 Nebraska midway through the 4th. On Fox, the Huskers trying to finish off the Hawks. And they have a 3-touchdown lead. Frank Solich has to like what he's seen out of his Nebraska team here in the second half. Is 81 yards on 12 plays. The Jiffy Lube scoring drive for the Huskers. Judd Davies got the scoring honors for the second straight possession for Nebraska. There's a lot of Corey Ross in a big play. Jamal Lord in the passing game too. Greg Higgins, the return man for the Jayhawks.
Higgins returns the kick.
He gets it out to about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, really disappointing, I think, for Mark Mangino that his defense couldn't get the Nebraska offense stopped. They had opportunities on 3rd and long on a couple of situations on that last drive and couldn't get it done. Now he's got to ask his offense to go back out there. Adam Barman, get this Jayhawk offense on track and hopefully get a score on the board and do it pretty quickly.
Kansas has put together some decent drives, including their first possession of the second half, where they traveled 65 yards, but Barman threw an interception at the goal line. It was picked off by Daniel Bullocks, and then Josh Bullocks had an interception late in the 3rd. Now Barman looks to run, now fires deep downfield. There's some contact down at the 30-yard line, but no flag. Brandon Rideau, the intended receiver.
Yeah, they wanted to have a penalty on that play, but Rideau not really interfered with, and Adam Barman trying to throw the ball down outside to Rideau, just doesn't make the catch.
Barman passed for nearly 300 yards against Texas A&M in College Station last week with 4 touchdowns and just 1 interception. Today, it's right around 150 yards for Barman, but 3 interceptions, 20 out of 28.
Yeah, that 1 interception you talked about after he's going as they're about to score, that was a huge one here in this 3rd quarter.
On 2nd and 10, Mo Derek Johnson to the 41-yard line has a first down for the Jayhawks. Well, Kansas is wanting to get to 6 wins and become bowl eligible.
Well, that would be a big accomplishment for this football team. They started out very fast, Bill, and kind of didn't have a lot of luck later in the season, but they like to get that 6th win. They haven't been to a bowl game since 1995, that Jeep Aloha Bowl, and they'd like to get back there. And if Mark Mangino can somehow get that in the last few games of the season, that would be a big plus for his football team, but not going well against Nebraska today. The Nebraska team has seemed to take over in the second half, and the turnovers have been key, and just hasn't gone the way the Jayhawks would have liked.
John Randall on the receiving end that time. Randall playing both on offense and defense today. Again, Clark Green went out with an apparent calf injury, so Randall has been the featured back for Kansas the last 3 drives now. The 44-yard line, it's 2nd down and 7 for Kansas. Now Green back in there. So Clark Green carries that time. So good to see him back. Look at the Big 12 teams that are bowl eligible. There are 7. Missouri, which lost to Kansas earlier in the season right here at Memorial Stadium. They've qualified. Missouri, Nebraska, OU, K-State, OSU, Texas, and Tech. Of course, Nebraska, it's 34 straight years. Look at the scores today as K-State 45-0. Colorado over Missouri. What a huge win there. Big loss for Missouri on the road, 21-16. Tech all over Baylor. As we told you earlier, the big Oklahoma game. Complete to the tight end.
Well, that's Lattimore, the big tight end, showing he's got pretty good speed after the catch. Adam Barman is dropping back. The tight end kind of sets back, and watch him just take off to the middle of the field and just wide open and go right down in the middle of the field and go through the Nebraska defense. Showing pretty good speed for the big guy, 6'2", 250.
Denver Lattimore to the 33-yard line, and Kansas gets down in Nebraska's into the field one more time here. And Rito can't hold on to it.
Well, he threw the beanbag down like it's a complete pass, but those back judges come in, they wave that off, so it's not a catch. Man, I tell you, Adam Barman took a shot too on that play, Bill. They're bringing they're bringing a lot of pressure on him, and they're hitting him as he throws the football, and that takes a toll on a quarterback as the day goes on. Kind of got a little gimp in his step. You know, he's had that all day. Remember in the first half, it looked like he may not come back in this game. Kind of a grimace with his ear or something, his midsection, his shoulder. Not really sure, but he's back out there. Hasn't missed a snap.
Now 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Even down by 3 touchdowns, a great learning experience for Barman here. Under pressure against a team. They had him by the collar, or by the shirt, and Mario Williams finishes him off.
Well, Tony Coker was blocking, and I tell you, the man he was blocking, I couldn't even see his number, but he was reaching around and grabbed Adam Barman. You see his jersey pulled across there. Number 75 is right there on the defensive lineman. That's number 96, Titus Adams. And Titus, look at that arm. He's got his jersey. He's trying not to let go of him. And then I'll tell you, number 7, who shows up around the ball a lot, Mario Williams makes the play. Adam Barman just fighting away.
Barman wishes they had the old tear-away jerseys. Titus Adams strong enough to tear it away. There's some pretty good strength on the part of Adams, just holding on there. Pump by Barman, throws down the middle, and it is complete. Charles Gordon.
Let's see where the spot is. Going to be just short of that first down. That was a 3rd down play. There's no doubt that Kansas would go for here if they did not get the 4th down. Looked like they need to get to about the 23-yard line for a first, and we've got a yard, maybe a yard and a half short of that mark.
And Kansas will call timeout now with just over 5 minutes to play in this game. Adam Barman, the true freshman quarterback, trying to put Kansas on the board with some more points here, trailing 24-3. That's the 2nd timeout for the Jayhawks in this game. But Nebraska setting up a showdown with Kansas State next week in Lincoln. Back with more on College Football Saturday. Kansas with a 4th and a long one just outside the 24-yard line. The pitch is to John Randall, and he's got the first down inside the 20 to about the 18.
Kansas trying to get something on the board here, Bill. They're getting up the line of scrimmage. They need to go almost a no-huddle situation. Time is running out for them here. 5 minutes to go in this football game, and they're still in the huddle, getting placed in the sideline. And maybe that's the experience of Adam Barman, not able to run a 2-minute type drill.
It could be. Of course, he was basically on the scout team throughout this season up until 2 weeks ago, and he was named the starter after the Bill Whittemore injury. That one was dropped by Rito. There's been several drop passes today. In fact, one of the drops resulted in an interception for Nebraska. So it's 2nd down and 10 for Kansas. Well, the Jayhawks be in search of 6 wins on the season, become bowl eligible. They play at Oklahoma State next week. That's a very tough one in Stillwater. Then they close at home against Iowa State. There's a chance that Bill Whittemore could be back, according to Mark Mangino, for the Iowa State game. He's a senior with the shoulder injury. Barman tucks it, runs it. Gets down inside the 10, right around the 1st down marker.
Yeah, and the clock's still going. They need to get up on the ball, on the line of scrimmage, and make a play here. It's 3rd down, and they're just operating at too slow a pace here to have a chance to get back in this football game.
And I think you're probably right on that as far as the no huddle 2-minute offense that Barman not working with the first team for much of the season. Had to simplify things just a little bit. 3rd and 1. It's Randall to the 5, fumbles the football, and Nebraska has it at the 1-yard line. 4 turnovers for the Jayhawk offense, and that's the 2nd time in the 2nd half they've coughed it up right on the goal line.
It looks like Demario Williams got the ball at the bottom of that pile. He and Pippins who had the interception earlier in this football game. Mario Williams having a monster game on defense, and John Randall coughing it up inside the 5-yard line. Driving earlier, we had a interception. Kansas threw that, and Adam Barman here. You take a look at John Randall coming in there, and you got to take care of that ball. Barrett Root does a nice job of knocking it out. The ball's in the air, and Pippins looks like he came down with the same time as Demario Williams. Young man's been active all over the field. This guy has done a good job for this defense. He's our power performer, Quaker State Power Performer of the day.
And well-deserved for Demario Williams with 12 tackles today all over the field, as usual for the Cornhuskers.
Well, he's been active. We talked about that all day long. He seems to find the football, and hey, there are guys that have a knack for finding that ball, and Demario Williams is one. He sees the ball up and brings it down and gets that fumble recovery, and more importantly, stops Kansas from putting another score on the board.
Kansas calls timeout to regroup here. Down by 3 touchdowns with 4 minutes left in this one. Nebraska, a lot of the Cornhusker faithful as usual, making the trip here. Lincoln, 190 miles from Lawrence.
You know, Bill, I think Mark Mangino is going to be able to take this game tape and just teach from it. Teach about how you have to do things in football games to give yourself a chance to win. The penalties in this game, something he can teach. The interceptions, the turnovers, those things that go against your football team. And you especially play a good football team like the 19th ranked Cornhuskers. It's tough to self-destruct and have those kind of things go against you. You're not going to win many football games. So I know it's an ongoing process. Mark Mangino here in his 2nd year, trying to get this team to their 6th win, and it's just a process that goes on. And you know, he said he'd like to snap his fingers and get it all fixed right now, but it's just not happening. So it's an evolution. He's got to build confidence, and he told us yesterday when we talked to him, these kids are playing with a lot more confidence, and that's what you have to build.
He says the main thing is he's trying to keep it positive and try to instill that winning attitude here at Kansas. And they started off the season terrific with 5 wins early in the season. What a hit right there, right at the goal line for Kansas. That's Tim Allen with the hit out of Carter High School in Dallas, Texas.
Well, Tim Allen almost gets him to safety. Take a look at this. It's back there. Bingo, right there, right on Corey Ross, who's had a pretty good 2nd half. Just gets through the offensive line and makes the play around the 1-2 line. Oh, he's on the sideline. Why is he on the sideline? He needs to go out there and make another play. Says, Coach, put me in.
Corey Ross was hoping to go over the 100-yard mark rushing, but instead he lost 2 yards on that play. He's at 95 yards right now. And again, in only 2 games this season, as Nebraska had an I-back rush for over 100 yards. Here's the fullback Krewald, and he muscles his way to a 1st down.
Well, you have to know they're going to run the football here in this situation. Give it to your fullback inside. You just got to tackle. Krewald just showing a lot of gut determination here to get that ball out there and get a first down. Those are tough yards inside, and Kansas just couldn't bring him down.
Kansas is worn down a little bit defensively right now.
And you got number 10 down here at the right cornerback, and he's played both ways for his football team, and he's had a long afternoon.
Ross gets another chance for 100 yards, and that might do it for Corey Ross. All in the second half for Corey Ross. It's a testament to biding your time and being patient and getting an opportunity. Frank Solich wasn't getting a whole lot the last couple of weeks out of Josh Davis, the starter, and David Horn is the primary backup. And Corey Ross gets inserted into the game the start of the second half. He plays throughout the second half as the featured I-back and now has 101 yards rushing and adds to it right here.
Well, just spinning. They're getting more yardage. This offensive line, Bill, I think they played well for Nebraska in the second half. They've done what they need to do and just keep pushing, keep pounding. That's what a running game does to a defense. It kind of wears you out. You can't find a way to stop it. They're going to do it all day long, and Nebraska's done that for a number of years.
Well, next week the Huskers will take on Kansas State. Kansas State a 45-0 winner today at Iowa State. It should be a terrific game next week in Lincoln. Both teams with 2 losses in the North, tied for first. And again, Missouri lost at Colorado today, so Missouri now has 3 losses in the conference. But Missouri not out of it because of its win over Nebraska earlier this season. In fact, if Nebraska were to beat Kansas State next week and then lose at Colorado in the season finale and Missouri wins out, Missouri could represent the Big 12 North in the Big 12 championship game. Coming your way at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, college football Saturday presented by Kyocera. Next week, Texas Tech and Texas. Texas playing Oklahoma State tonight. And next week, it's the Red Raiders and the Longhorns in Austin. And B.J. Simmons passing for over 400 yards today as Texas Tech leading Baylor 63-14 late in that ball game. And then Oklahoma beat Texas A&M today 77-0. Jason White, by the way, was 16 of 18 passing for 5 touchdowns and 263 yards.
Yeah, just trying to sew up his opportunity for that Heisman Trophy award. And, you know, if he keeps playing like that and those Sooners keep winning, he's probably going to win that thing. But like as I said earlier, I don't think that race is over. Chances for others out there to perhaps have some tremendous days and perhaps not give him a chance to win that award.
Krewald on 3rd and 1 is able to muscle his way forward to get the first down, and it's academic from here as the Huskers come in here and they will make it 35 in a row over the Kansas Jayhawks. It's the longest active winning streak in college football. 1968 was the last time Kansas beat Nebraska. They were led by Bobby Douglas and John Riggins in that win over Nebraska some 35 years ago. Backup quarterback in there now, Joe Daly for Nebraska as he hands off to Ross, who adds to his rushing total. That will do it for the Huskers. Jamal Lord in Nebraska, and they do it on the ground in the second half of this game.
Well, I think that Frank Solich is going to be pleased with the performance by Corey Ross and obviously DeMario Williams on the defensive side of the ball. The Huskers did what they needed to in the second half, Bill, to take control of this football game. Penalties for both teams really hurt both of them, and the interception to start the third quarter for Kansas was deadly. And the turnovers in this football game really were key, not giving Kansas a chance to put points on the board when they're down there with a chance to score.
Well, Jamal Lord and the Huskers are winners over the Jayhawks today. Lord, by the way, had 85 yards rushing in the game. He was 7 of 12 for 110 yards passing, but it was Corey Ross in the second half with 108 rushing yards as Nebraska pulls away from Kansas 24-3, the final score, as the Huskers win for just the 3rd time in their last 12 games on the road. And Nebraska now 8-2 on the season, 4-2 in Big 12 conference play. The Jayhawks fall to 5-5 on the season and 2-4 in the conference. Nebraska a winner over Kansas after it was a close game at halftime. And let's go down to the field and John Radigan with the winning coach.
Yeah, we're down here with Frank Solich, and coach, obviously 4 turnovers. It was pretty much Nebraska football in the second half, wasn't it? Just run the football.
Well, we did try to run it at them, and I thought we played a pretty physical ball game. I was really pleased that we were able to come back with the kind of effort that we did in the second half.
And capitalized on the turnovers to the extent that you could.
Well, that's right. You know, we've been a team that has produced turnovers all year long, and so we need to continue to do that as we try to finish out what we want to get done here in the Big 12.
Big step for the defense to come back with this kind of performance and hold them to 3 points.
Yeah, I think so. I think they did a real good job. You know, we were lining up in a front where we kept Demario Williams on the line of scrimmage, not his true linebacker position. There was and the extra DB in the game an awful lot, so there was some things we were hoping to get done against the passing game, and I thought they played pretty well overall.
All right, Coach, that's great. Thank you.
All right.
Good luck the rest of the way. That is Coach Frank Solich of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. They are 24-3 victors here in Lawrence, Kansas today. Bill, back upstairs to you.
All right, John, big win for the Huskers, and it sets up a showdown with the Kansas State Wildcats next week in Lincoln. The Huskers are winners over the Jayhawks. 24-3, the final score for Gary Reasons and John Radigan. I'm Bill Jones. Coming up next, it's College Football Saturday presented by Kyocera, followed by the Longhorns of Texas and the Cowboys of Oklahoma State, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on Fox Sports Net. Thanks for joining us this afternoon from Lawrence, Kansas, where the Huskers are winners.